I talk about quoting jobs all the time. The best practice is utilizing all of your own data, your historical analysis, knowing your overhead, so then you can price accordingly based on your market, based on your business, all the things that are going to help you hone in on the right price for whatever service it is that you're providing. However, there are times when none of that matters. When you're actually in the driver's seat completely and you have the ability to basically name your own price because of how you position yourself in the market. And maybe it's just how you position yourself for that particular day, right? You got lucky, you got the phone call, but never let these opportunities evade you, because this is an opportunity to make a bunch of money. Not sure if you can tell, but it's a pretty ugly rainy day out here in Georgia. And when I woke up this morning, it was absolutely pouring, thunderstorms, lightning. So I knew we weren't going to be able to get any pressure washing done today. Okay, I apologize, but I do have to interrupt. Today is the last day to register to win the Pressure Washing Business Starter Kit from 𝗤𝘂cie𝗁𝗤𝗜. You have the chance to win a 4-gallon per minute pressure washer, a 20-inch surface cleaner, and a 100-foot of high-pressure hose. All you have to do is download the app. It's free. Leave a review, screenshot the review, and email it to us at admin@𝗤𝘂cie𝗁𝗤𝗜. And one other thing before I let you get back to the video, everything on the resource page is 40% off until January 1st. That is tomorrow. Don't miss it. Use promo code 40. The link for everything that I just talked about is in the description and the first comment below. On the outside. Now, we're currently in the middle of a 2 million square foot warehouse. We've probably got another, 9 or 10 days left on that. We've already finished everything that we needed to use for the 40-foot boom lift that we rented. So now we are just doing all the truck bays. And there are 264 of those, if I'm not mistaken. So a monumental job, and I am not currently taking on any new work. We're strategically taking care of customers as needed, but not intentionally booking anything for at least the next few weeks. But last night, I get a message from my service from somebody that had a request for a quote on another warehouse. And it was an emergency and they needed it done ASAP. And when I hear the words ASAP, my brain immediately translates that to mean I'm about to get paid. So I sent the guy a text message asking for a little bit more information. We exchanged some details. He sent me a video. He sent me some pictures. Apparently another company had committed to doing the work, and they didn't show up. They couldn't get in contact with them, so they were in a panic and they called us. I replied almost immediately, and they called us because I rank high on Google, so that's something to think about. But I replied to the guy. I asked him what they needed. They needed it done yesterday, right? We couldn't accommodate that, obviously, but if they agreed to our price and confirmed the job, we would definitely be interested in doing this. I would put the other work off for a day, but it would not be our regular price, right? It's not going to be my cookie cutter price. I also asked what the other company had quoted. He told me, not sure if it was accurate or not, but I more than doubled the price and told him to let me know. He said that he had to wait for approval from his boss, and I heard nothing back from him last night. But this morning, I assumed they must have found somebody else because I didn't hear anything last night, and there was nothing on my phone when I woke up. But when I did wake up this morning, it was pouring rain, so we were not going to get anything done on the big warehouse job. And I was hoping to hear back something on the other job. It was all interior work, just the floor of the warehouse, which would have been absolutely perfect, out of the rain, but still making money. And then I got the text that the job had been approved, and he asked when we could get out there. And the answer to the question was in about an hour. So I did have to do some paperwork, W-9, insurance, an ACH form. So I am heading over there right now. I'm going to go pick up some degreaser. But I did want to talk about situations like this where a customer needs something done in an expedited manner and how I handle these situations, but more importantly, how I charge in these situations. And with all due respect to your potential customers, you simply can't afford to drop everything that you've got scheduled and take care of their needs in a quick and qualitative way at your normal price. After all, you don't want to turn away your other good customers or change your quality standards, right? But because you value credibility and customer trust, your services must always be provided in good faith and to the best of your ability. Nobody wants to get negative feedback from customers or create animosity, right? That's why professional businesses usually offer their customers a couple choices: good and cheap or fast and good. And because of that, a quality job done in an expedited or a rush job scenario should never be cheap. So just like in the situation with this warehouse floor where we had an urgent job request to remove the tire marks and do an overall clean and rinse because another company didn't show up, we had a couple choices. We could reject the job, walk away, or accept the job. If you choose the latter, like we did, you better get paid. And I mean your normal rate plus a rush fee. I'm calling it a rush fee because in another video recently, I called it an inconvenience fee, and I got a ton of backlash from the comment section saying that I should have passed that fee along to my other customers that were actually inconvenienced because their job was pushed back. Well, they are clearly business illiterate and they just don't get it, but I'm going to call it a rush fee regardless. So let's talk about the things you should take into account before charging a rush fee, how much to charge, and in what way such extra fees can affect your customers and your business. So what is a rush job? Essentially, this is any job that requires you to rearrange your schedule to accommodate the needs of another customer. So they are essentially asking to be put at the front of the line ahead of everybody else, and because of this, it is a rush, it is an inconvenience for everybody involved, including myself, and because of that, there will be an additional fee. So the next question is, should you accept the job or not? Now, this can become a real challenge considering there's no real universal answer here. Each case is unique and therefore should be addressed individually. Like this job, we have enough work where we don't necessarily need to take on new work, at least not in an expedited manner. But if it makes sense from a financial aspect to step away from another job to do this job so we can make more money, then yes, we are going to throw a number out there and see if it sticks. Now, in a different scenario, like if you're doing residential work, it's the busy season and a customer calls you because they need to have their house washed super fast, and like I said, you're already booked out, what are you going to do? You either say you can't accommodate them or you say, yeah, we can, and here's your price. So now it's on them to determine if they want to pay the price that you were requesting. And you can always tell them that there's going to be an upcharge. You can, and sometimes that's a better thing to do because then they understand your time is valuable, all your customers are valuable, and they're going to pay for it if they want to be put at the front of the line. And when you do establish that, they might rethink the real importance of their rush request. So now it's time to determine how much you should charge and when it comes to imposing these extra charges. Now, a lot depends on the situation, the relationship with your customer, the work that needs to be done, and really the stress, the anxiety, and the bullshit that you have to do in order to make it happen, and any kind of impact it could have on your business. Is it going to hurt other relationships with other customers that are being put out that are already on the schedule? Now, these are all things that you need to take into account and ultimately charge for. Now, your rush fee should be reasonable, of course, but also enough to make your customers know that your time and your quality standards are of real value, and you take great pride in the fact that you provide superior service at every single job for every single customer. Now, if you have a rush fee policy, maybe you started at 25% over your standard rate, right? That is not what I do. That is not what I did. In this particular scenario, they gave me the budget, or at least they gave me a number that they said was the number that they were paying the other guy who didn't show up, and I doubled it. I doubled it because I didn't need the work. If I did need the work, I probably wouldn't have been as aggressive. But again, that's why every situation is different. Obviously, smaller jobs imply lower rush fees, and larger jobs are going to require more work, more effort, more overhead, which all equates to more money. And just to be clear, I'm not cold, I'm not callous all the time, but this is a business, and if you guys know, business is not a charity, and we are here to make money. But there are scenarios where it's either been long-term customers or big commercial accounts, and I will accommodate them and sometimes don't even charge them a rush fee. But I always let them know that they are not going to be paying, right? I do this verbally and also on the invoice, something to the effect of rush fee at no charge or rush fee waived. And what this does, it sets the precedent that they understand that moving forward, there may be a rush charge applied in certain situations, but this also helps to solidify the relationship, show that you're willing to work with them, and sometimes that's way more important than making a couple extra bucks. So that is it for today's video, and I wanted to close out by saying that nobody wants to walk away from jobs. Nobody wants to lose customers, and nobody wants to feel cheated or feel used because they think that they're being taken advantage of because we are charging a rush fee. So always be open, always be transparent with your customers. Don't hesitate to let them know in advance about the increased cost of a job and the reason why you're having to do this. Most of the time, they're going to be completely understanding, as they are the ones that are requesting and asking for more. So they should be willing to pay more. Bottom line, you can always offer your customers an alternative schedule at your standard rate, but cross your fingers and hope that they want to move forward and pay you more. Thanks again for watching, and I hope you have a great day.